Hello my dudes and welcome back to the Siege of Littleton. Last episode, we had a raid and it was the first raid in a while where we actually did pretty well. We built some new create traps that worked quite well and our guards really held their own in combat. It was really good to see. This episode we're going to be looking at getting up to level 5, which is a big step in our journey to getting to 500 dudes, getting that portal charged and getting off this world. So let's jump in and see what we need to do to get to level 5. Oh no, what's this? Somebody died to barbed wire. Cal Goldbrand. Oh my god, where was that, Cal? There it is. Oh my god, he wasn't even a guard. He was a pupil. Oh well, I guess he wandered too close to the edge and got burned. But anyway, the barbed wire seems to work, and I think if people are so stupid, they walk into it, well, that's Cal's fault. I'm sorry, Cal, but you're a bit of a dum-dum. For now though, let's look at the builders' huts, because obviously getting all of your colony to level 5 starts with the builders' huts. But the big question is there anything tricky we have to make? No, we've got everything under wraps. The spruce, the shears, mossy cobblestone, azure blue ways we have in our garden. Stone we can make, no worries. Oh my god, yeah, getting this to level 5 shouldn't be a problem. So we're going to get the builders to upgrade their own buildings to level 5, and let's watch that happen. So once again, the Littleton style really does come into its own when you have to upgrade your buildings to level 5. You don't need to go to either the end or the nether to get this style up in the levels. And that really does help because yeah, we don't want to go exploring. We want to stick around the colony and be able to protect it when raiders arrive. And honestly, yeah, going to the end is a bit of an ordeal. So if you have a style that skips that, oh my god, that can be the greatest thing. Now, no buildings on the colony can get to level 5 until our builders' huts are level 5, so absolutely they are the #1 building of choice to get up to that level. But there we go, both builders' huts are now level 5. Fantastic, let's get in and choose some other buildings to get to level 5. So once again, yeah, there's a whole bunch of research that unlocks at level 5. Not just level 5 research, but also there's an extra tier. You can get level 6 research once you get a level 5 university. So getting this bad boy up to level 5 is really, really, really important. It also means you can fit another researcher in here, so even if you're doing low-level researches still, getting this to level 5 can help with that, because more researchers doing more research means you get more done. In fact, I will go so far as to say that the university is the #1 absolutely most important building on the colony, and the best thing to get to level 5 as soon as possible. But oh man, what a glow up. This building just looks so good at level 5. In fact, the builders' huts as well, I didn't get a proper look, but they just look so nice at level 5. I love it to bits. So we're going to go in here and let's take another look. So manage workers, it's time to hire another researcher. We're looking for somebody with good, again, intelligence because that gives them scope. Your mum heart, absolutely, why not? And let's take another look now at the research. So this unlocks, we'll go into civilian for one. This unlocks both, where is it? Level 5 and, well, it's not level 6, it's level 5 and level 5.2, I guess. And as you can see, there's some really, really, really good research to do in here. For example, epicure means better saturation from the meals. For 256 cookies, that is a bit of a steal. If we'd found some rabbit's feet, honestly, haste is a really good line to go down. It's just getting rabbits can be a bit of a pain. Combat though, which is the real juice for us, is also pretty cool as well. Now you can only pick one level 5 research, I think, per category. So we'll have to have a long, hard think about this. So we'll get some good research underway, but a big one to do now is, yeah, the penultimate. We can go from 150 civilians all the way to max citizens 500. That's the one we want. All we need is, wow, 512 stakes and a town hall at level 5. So we'll do this in 2 parts. We'll go over to the mailbox. There's one here. We'll request some more stakes because there's some here already, but we'll request 256 more. There we go. That'll fill up. But the next building we're going to upgrade to level 5, you guessed it, it's going to be the town hall. Providing the materials aren't too complicated. So I'm still waiting for something to really challenge us in terms of what we need to build it. Spruce, blue carpet, racks, book and quill. Oh yeah, the dream. Nothing here is tough. We've got everything we need for all of this. So we'll get Ben on this, and let's watch it go up. So here we go, the town hall leveling up. Now I made a bit of a mistake here, I didn't realize, but yeah, this is actually level 3 to level 4. The town hall still has those scrubby cobblestone roofs. So this is going to be a bit of a two-parter. We're going to have to get the town hall up to level 4 and then to level 5, but it is a really good building to upgrade. I don't think the materials are going to be that much more complicated getting it to level 5. Just like the university, just like the builders' huts, Littleton style is so flexible and very cheap on materials. And Ben, of course, is an absolute all-star builder who we've never had any problems with. In fact, that is one of the wildest things. We've lost a lot of colonists during raids to barbed wire and traps, all kinds of weird things. But for one, both of our builders, Lyra and Ben, have stood the test of time. These guys have been with us from the beginning. So let's raise a glass to Ben and Lyra, all-star builders. But now this building is at level 5 and it looks pretty fantastic. I think once the stakes come through, we can start to learn the research to get up to 500 dudes, which is gonna be big, my dudes. Very, very big. And there we go, what a sight to behold. A really nice looking town hall at level 5. Amazing, so I'm fairly sure we'll have the steaks delivered by now. The cook knows how to cook them, and they got nothing else better to do, so let's go and see if they've been delivered yet. We could be in luck. No, they're still being cooked. Well, never mind. I guess it takes a while to cook that many steaks. I feel like I've just rocked up to a restaurant with like 500 dudes and said, yeah, we all want steaks, bro. Cooked perfectly as well, so otherwise we won't be paying. But okay, what's the next most important building to get to level 5? Well, there is an important question. I'm not entirely sure, you know. Those are the most important ones, the town hall, the builders' huts, and the university, of course. What else is pretty big? Well, the graveyard could stand to be level 5. In fact, let's take a poke around here, because we haven't really paid our respects for a while to all of the, well, rest in pieces dudes. Now, there's a few graves down here, but unfortunately, when people die en masse, there's Minecolonies. Man, I need a torch. Where's my torch? Can't see properly. Minecolonies, pupil. Rest in peace, he walked into barbed wire. What a noob. Mr. Citizen, I can't remember how he died. If you right-click, it doesn't actually say how they died. Lady Meadow Fox, oh, rest in peace, my friend. Mixer of Time, oh no! Mr. Mixer of Time died. Ender Drake, who will be very upset because, yeah, they were loving their role as a blacksmith, is now Toasteroonie. Miss Recruit, and over here we have She Civilian. There's also Lyrix Valentine, yeah. We've got Man Person, who is an archer, and Lady Your Mum of Sass, Knight Extraordinaire. That'll keep going, but I reckon, yeah, maybe this building could go to level 5. No, you know what? Maybe not. It's not important. What is important, and I'm amazed we let this slip, is getting the warehouse up to level 5. At the moment, this thing is only level 2, so absolutely, this thing needs to be upgraded. Now, I think I can see why I held off on this, because it needed copper, which isn't actually that hard, but at the time it might have been a bit of an ordeal. So we'll upgrade this, get Lyra the bits, and let's watch it go up to level 5. Getting the warehouse up in the levels is important for a number of reasons. Number one, the more levels you have on a warehouse, the more couriers can work there. That speeds everything up. Obviously, number two, for most styles, as you go up in the levels, they get a lot more rack space. And having enough storage in a colony warehouse can be a real issue sometimes. We obviously have 4 more couriers just waiting for a job, and so once this thing is level 4 and level 5, we'll be able to get those extra couriers in here. That should speed things up quite a lot. But absolutely, number one is the amount of rack space. Now, you can get around that by having multiple warehouses, but since you can't dedicate a specific warehouse to store different things, for example, you can't have one warehouse be all about food, they really just take whatever the colony makes and just randomly throw it in. But for the most part, no matter what size your colony, generally speaking, one warehouse should be okay. What's really cool about this building at level 5 though is the requirements from level 4 to 5 are 30 racks and just rooftops. So the building is complete, all it does is add loads more rack space. 30 racks is quite the upgrade and a bit of a glow up on the rooftop shingles. So there it is, gaze upon the beauty, level 5 warehouse. Let's take a look inside and see exactly what the upgrades are in here. As you can see, it's gone up even higher with more racks on top of all of these. Thank you very much, Lyra. Also, we get an underground area. Oh yeah, and look at the rack space in here. This is nuts. We've got so much more storage. And let's check the top floor as well. Yeah, even more storage up here. Plenty of room for all of the little bits and bobs our colonists are going to create and collect. Amazing. So now it's a case of clicking on the warehouse, going to couriers, and oh no, look at this. So automatically the extra couriers we hired have been swooped over here. Amazing. So with the warehouse complete, that's kind of like the main core of the important buildings up to level 5. I'm not sure about the restaurant or the cookery. Maybe we'll do those. I mean, we will eventually, but for now, they're not super important. Likewise, the sawmill, the stonemason, the glass blower, and the stone smelter, none of those are that important. Even the blacksmith, well, maybe the blacksmith, no, the blacksmith even isn't essential to get to level 5. These guys function absolutely perfectly at level 3 and 4. The only real reason to go to level 5 with these guys is to get more recipe space. So if you're running out of recipes, these are the buildings you want at level 5. But a big reason can be research as well, because remember, a lot of research is tied behind something at least, getting to level 5. The farmers we could take to level 5, but the problem with getting them to level 5 is we've already got the maximum amount of fields for all of these dudes. We don't have room for 1, 2, 3, 4 more fields. I don't know where we'd put them. One big thing though is getting the composter up to level 5 gives you an extra compost barrel. Every level of the building gives you 1 compost barrel. So as you can see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there's a slot right here for compost bin number 5. And that's going to improve how much fertilizer we get, which speeds up our farms passively. So I reckon, yeah, maybe getting the composters to level 5 is a good choice. Let's get Ben and Lyra over to do that. The materials are far from tricky. In fact, wow, so at level 5, it wants 5 compost barrels? Does that mean we get 10 compost barrels at level 5? If that's true, that's a huge upgrade. Well, I can't wait to see if that is the case. Let's go and get them the materials. So the compost is up from level 4 to 5. This should be very quick indeed, but I want to see if they actually get a huge injection of compost bins. This could be really huge. Lyra has finished hers, so let's jump in and take a look. Yeah, we're just waiting for Ben to put the finishing touches on this one. Oh no, the barbed wire. That was, who died? Doesn't say who died on the barbed wire, but I guess, you know, it's just a casualty of war. These things happen. The barbed wire is really good though. So let's take a look. Inside, oh, Lyra's still here, knocking around. So outside, 5 compost bins. Well, there's 1 extra here. These already existed. So where are the other compost bins? Are they hiding out back? There's none indoors. What about through this door? There's no underground. That's weird. So it wanted 5 compost bins, but it's only used 1. Yeah, there's just none around the back, none around the side. Likewise, Ben's just finished, but I think it's going to be the same thing over here. Yeah, just the extra 1 compost bin. Oh well, never mind. The next buildings we want to get to level 5. Oh man, we are on a roll, my dudes. I'm going to have a stuffed pizza because I reckon the next most important buildings to get to level 5 are going to be the cowhands huts. This is going to up how many cows we can have over here, which is always really good. As you can see, every now and again a cow escapes. I've seen them floating around the colony getting up to no good because yeah, these gates are not perfect and the colonists have a naughty habit of leaving these open. But I can probably reach the hut from here. Yes, I can. Build options to level 5. Yeah, nothing too crazy. We'll get some podzol from the composters' huts, but I think we're good to go. So it looks like we're level 5 at the cowhands' huts. The trees get even bigger. We'll have to fix the fences because obviously the builders have fixed, quote unquote, those. And if we don't, we'll have cows escaping left, right, and center. But at level 5, these buildings should be able to hold way more cows, which is really going to speed up milk production. Well, that is a few buildings up to level 5. I think it is about time for me to crack open the stone cutter and do a bit of decoration. I'm going to grab some fences, some logs, a shovel or two, go about, dig some paths, and tidy the area up. So I'll catch up with you guys once we've done that. So the first area I wanted to come around and give a bit of decoration to is honestly the heart and soul of our town. This area next to my house, between the first barracks, all of our houses, and the portal, and the restaurants, yeah, I wanted to make this area all nice and shiny. And we gave the exact same treatment to this area over here along where our courier huts are as well. There's also a big pond in the middle that I think looks really cool. So let me give you a closer look at this pond. We had a nice big gap between these two selections of courier huts. I thought we want trees in here, but also, why not a bit of a water feature? We're keeping it mostly rustic, mostly, natural. There's a bit of a waterfall that drips down here, and you know what? I think this looks pretty cool. Now, decorating the colony, honestly, is a never-ending task, and we have a massive colony to decorate. There's a couple of things on my to-do list as well, like we have to finish our building and give this thing a roof, because it's the ugliest thing on the colony right now, and since I built it, well, yeah, we can't have that. So what are the next steps? Well, there are more buildings to get to level 5. For example, we've got, oh my god, the tavern, I think might even still be level 1, maybe level 2. Let's go and find out. Oh my god, yeah, the tavern is still level 1. These guys are massive scrubs. We'll have to get this up in the levels. Also, my houses over here are still level 3. This is pretty good, because as you know, the higher the level of the house a colonist lives in, the better food they require. If somebody lives in a palace, they're going to want to eat caviar every night. Rich people, am I right? Now what I want to do now is take a look at the build tool and just double check we haven't missed any buildings, because we're pretty much feature complete here, but is there anything we've really missed out on? There's the Enchanter's Tower that enhances books with enchantments and produces magical scrolls. That could be good if we were giving our guards enchanted gear, but when you have 100+ guards, giving them all enchanted gear is a bit of a task. The nether mine we don't need because there's no nether requirements for this style. Okay, pretty cool. We've got all the military buildings, and we have all the fundamental buildings as well. Education is taken care of, and in craftsmanship, most of this is related to tasks around the colony, so while we could do with getting something like, I don't know, like a crusher or a sifter, they could come in handy. A dyer's hut or maybe even a concrete mixer, none of these are really essential because we take care of providing a lot of the building materials ourselves, because honestly, look at these buildings. There's no concrete used in these, it's just stone brick, wood and shingles. It's so easy, it cuts out a lot of the requirements for buildings. Very cool. Well okay, so we're wrapped up on all the buildings we need. There is also an exciting new building that's been added to Minecolonies called the Gatehouse, and I'm going to be doing a video on that this weekend. But let's take a look at the map, because oh my god, we got super kind of spooked early on. We thought we're going to need a lot of room to get a lot of houses in to get to 500 dudes. So early on we tried to compress things, keep things very close, but look how much room we still have. So much room. So what I really want to do is start filling in these empty areas with a mixture of barracks for guards and extra houses. We might need a few more farms because that's going to increase how much food we need, so maybe some more cow hens along here, another warehouse. But you know what, my dudes, I think we're basically good to go. Oh man. So my dudes, a massive thank you for watching this episode. This episode we got a lot of buildings up to level 5, decorated a little bit, and next episode I feel like we might even get to 500 dudes. I've got some research to plow in at the university. Now that's level 5, it opens up so much for us. But I feel like, yeah, once we get to 500 dudes, the next raid is gonna be huge. You do not want to miss that. But as always, do not forget to hit like and subscribe, ding that bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys next episode for another episode of Siege of Littleton. But until then, take care.